Dear friends, good morning. We are in Human Resource Management subject BBA third semester. We are in the second unit. In previous classes, in earlier classes, we have learnt about recruitment and selection. What are the various ways in which recruitment can be done and selection can be done. Now, after recruitment is over, the next stage is selection. After selecting the candidates, the employees, the next stage is you have to go for induction, orientation, and placement. What do you mean by induction? So induction means simply nothing but introducing the gap you fill. You see, introduction, nothing but introducing the new employee to the organization. What are the organizational goals? What are the organizational objectives? How you have to work? Where you have to work? What are the strategic objectives of the organization? Everything you will introduce to the new person who has just joined the organization. So you are going to introduce a new worker to his job, his co-workers, and basic objectives and policies of the organization. This, what will it do? It will help an employee in settling himself to his new job. So he is new to the job environment, to the organizational environment. So in order to settle him, in order to make him feel comfortable, you will start a process that is called as induction. So you will supply him with all the relevant information about his job and the organization through printed a written document. Printed document means nowadays we are using computers or any other printable equipment, or written document means staff manual it is known as, or this can be done by the immediate superior or supervisor of the employee with the help of verbal explanation. Okay, so induction and orientation. Orientation means after induction is over, automatically the person will be oriented towards organizational objectives, organizational goals. Means he will be tuned to the organizational goals, organizational objectives, and the strategic viewpoints of the organization. He will acquaint himself with the new environment. So that is what you mean by saying induction and orientation. So after recruitment is over, after selection is over, next stage is induction and orientation. So induction and orientation programs are meant for any person at any level. Please remember, they are meant for any person. They are helpful for any person at any level after appointment, because the newly appointed persons may or may not perform jobs with efficiency or effectiveness. So with the help of induction programs, with the help of orientation programs, the newly recruited employee improves his or her efficiency as well as effectiveness. That is what we mean by saying induction and orientation programs. Now coming to purpose of this induction and orientation program. What is the main purpose behind this? What is the objective of this program? To be acquainted means to make him know the objective or function and general policies and services of the library. Means here the organization of the library. Here you have to imply that where total policy matters, total policies, total strategic goals, total objectives of the organization are stored. You have to remember like this. You have to think like that. So with the help of induction and orientation programs, a newly recruited employee will be familiar with the objectives, organizational objectives, functioning, and general policies and services of the organization. With the help of induction and orientation programs, it a sense of belongingness can be created. Means the newly recruited person will, till then he will feel that he is isolated. He came from a different situation. But now with the help of induction and orientation program, he feels that he belongs to the organization, to the institution. In order to gain confidence in a particular department in which he or she has to work, this orientation and induction programs are necessary. So with the help of these programs, confidence will develop. Yes, this is my organization because I know the goals, I know the objectives, I know my employees, my fellow co-workers. Okay, to gain acclimatized or confidence in the new work environment. So he will get acclimatized with the new work environment, means he will come to know totally in toto about the new work environment with the help of induction and orientation program. To understand his or her own responsibilities, these programs are necessary. It motivates the newly recruited employees, to motivate them to give their best. Induction and orientation programs are necessary. I mentioned after recruitment is over, you will go for selection, and after selection you will go for induction and orientation. Though these words appear to be similar, but there is a subtle difference. There is a small difference between these two. What are the differences between the two? We will examine them. So induction, based on meaning, induction is a process that takes place to welcome a newcomer to the organization, okay, to make them ready for their job. Whereas orientation is a process which involves assimilation of new joinee into the organization. Means assimilation means make him familiar with the organization. This process is carried out. And to rehabilitate him, rehabilitate means he came from different organization or he came from his home. Now you are going to rehabilitate him, means you are going to provide a platform to work. So it provides basic information about the organization, about the company. Normally induction program is one way, means the superior will explain everything to his subordinate, to newly recruited employee. He will only explain. He is a newcomer. He or she will just listen. Whereas orientation is two-way. So after induction program is over, he will become familiar with the new environment, his superior. Then what he will do? Communication will become two-way. Means top to bottom as well as bottom to top. Communication will develop with the help of orientation. So introduction of the employee with the organization. That is what we mean by saying induction. Integration of the employee in the organization. After introduction is over, you will integrate. Means you will mix with the new employees, with the new environment. Induction is short term, just days, whereas orientation is long term. Okay, it is a long term, it is a part and parcel of long term plan. So sequence, based on sequence, induction comes first. So after recruitment, after selection, induction first, then orientation. This is second. This comes second. That is, orientation comes second after selection. The form of induction is, it is a detailed presentation or a brochure of the company's rules, policies and employee benefits that are going to be provided in the organization. So it is just a printed or oral explanation about the company's or organization's rules, policies, and what are the benefits, what are the monetary benefits, what are the non-monetary benefits. Everything will be given in a printed form or in an oral explanation will be given in induction. Whereas here it is in orientation, practical overview of the organization will be provided to the newly recruited employees. So these are the differences between induction and orientation. Now see, next important thing is After recruitment, then comes selection, then comes induction, afterwards orientation, induction and orientation. The next stage is placement. See, you made a newly recruited employee, newly selected employee acquaint himself or herself with the job environment, with the co-workers. Then what we have to do is you have to provide a place, a suitable place to the candidate. Means here place implies not physical place, a suitable job to the selected employee, to the newly inducted and oriented employee. Then how it is done? See how it is done means, see I will tell you with an example. See, these are various wings in the organization. This is purchases department, this is sales department, this is HR department, human resources department, this is finance department. A newly recruited person is here, he has joined the organization. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to place him, whether you give him a suitable place in purchases department or sales department or HR department or finance department, you have to decide. So based on his qualifications, based on his educational technical qualifications, you will decide, you will place that particular person, you will assign a specific job to each of the selected candidates. So where you have to place them, that is known as which job you will assign in simple terms. That is what you mean by saying placement. See, if you place an individual, place a newly recruited employee perfectly, it will reduce turnover. Turnover means, again I am saying, I am explaining, turnover means shifting from one organization to another organization. If he does not like your organization, if he or she, that person will shift to another organization. So if you place that individual, newly recruited individual perfectly, if you provide him perfect platform to exhibit his skills, his efficiencies, his efficacies, then he will not go for turnover. He will get job satisfaction with perfect placement. So it will reduce absenteeism. Absenteeism means not turning to a job, to a particular job on a particular date, on a specific within a specified time. That is what we mean by saying absenteeism. So it will reduce turnover. Placement reduces turnover. Not only placement, please remember, induction, orientation and placement, these three, if they are carried out properly, these are the benefits of them. Turnover is reduced, absenteeism is reduced, it will reduce accidents, it will reduce dissatisfactions. They will get job satisfaction with this. So it is also defined as internal filling vacancies in organization. So internally you will fill vacancies in the organization. In purchases department, how many vacancies are there? In finance department, how many vacancies are there? You will find out and you will fill based on the requirement. So significance of placement, as mentioned earlier, morale of the employees will improve. Means job satisfaction will be there. It helps to reduce turnover. It helps to reduce absenteeism. It helps to work as per predetermined objectives of the organization by a particular candidate. If they are carried out, he or she will work to attain the organizational objectives. It helps to avoid the misfit between job and the candidate. If he does not fit, if a person who does not know anything about finance, if you place him in finance department, if you offer a job in finance department, means it will create confusion. It will lead to misfit between job and the candidate. So in order to remove all these things, induction, orientation and placement are necessary. See, these are the significances not only of placement, but induction and orientation also. For all these significances hold good, please remember. Okay. Now coming to another topic that you have to learn. This is the last topic in the second unit. Line and staff. The system of line and staff. What is line and staff? We will learn about line organization. We will learn now. It is very simple form of organization. it is a basic framework for the whole organization. See, before explaining the line organization concept, I will go to the diagram which explains the basics of line organization. Okay. See how it is working, you can see. You can see production manager is at the top, at the helm of the affairs. So under him, foreman will work. Foreman A, foreman C, and foreman D. Under him, under a foreman, workers will be there. And again, workers 1, 2, 3, 4. Under foreman A, a top level worker will work, and under him 4 workers are there. And under foreman B also like that. These 4 workers will be working. Under foreman C also. Under foreman D also, workers will be working. So this is basic form of line organization. See, you can observe this person is responsible for only foreman. Again, foreman is responsible for production manager. See, means authority is flowing from top to bottom. One person receives orders from only the topmost person, that's all. So he will be in contact with this person, not this person. He will, whatever orders are there, he will pass on to foreman, and foreman will pass on to these workers. Similarly, if a production manager wants to tell anything, he will convey to foreman B, and he in turn will convey to these 4 workers who are working under him. So authority flows from top to bottom, and each individual receives orders from only one person. Only one superior is going to be there. That is, this is known as basic form of organization. Okay. Now, this is pure line organization. See, I am repeating. This is known as pure line organization. Another kind of organization is also there. What is that? I will explain in the next diagram. You will come to know about it. This is departmental line organization. These 2 kinds of line organizations are there. One is pure, and the other one is departmental line organization. You see, under departmental line organization, one general manager is going to be there. Under general manager, 5 categories of managers are there. 5 finance manager, sales manager, production manager, marketing manager, and personal manager. And again, under all those managers, 2 deputy managers are there. Deputy manager 1 and deputy manager 2. And under these 2 deputy managers, 4 supervisors are working. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all these supervisors, all these 4 supervisors will control workers under them. Workers under them. So this is departmental line organization. The organization is first of all divided into various departments. And for each department, managers are provided. On the whole, some deputy managers are there. And under them, some supervisors are there. And under their supervision, workers will work. So this is the departmental line organization. As opposed to pure line organization, you can find the difference. So organization is divided into sub-departments, whereas here no departments are there, only one department is there. So now you can see, it is the basic framework for the whole organization. It represents a direct vertical relationship. See, direct vertical relationship will be there. You can see general manager, then supervisor, workers. So the vertical flow of authority you can observe. It is the simplest form of organization and the oldest form of organization. It is known as a chain of command or scalar principle. This principle is known as scalar principle. Means authority flows from top to bottom in a straight direction. that is scalar principle. Okay, authority flows from top to the lower levels, from general manager to the supervisor to the workers. See, from top to the lowest level, authority will flow. Every person is in charge of all the persons under him. So the supervisor will be in charge for various workers who are working under him, and is accountable to his superior only. So he is answerable to his superior, that's all. Not them. He need not answer to the workers who are working under him. He has to answer only the questions of general manager. So that is what you mean by saying line form of organization. I hope you understood. Okay. So the features of line form of organization you can understand is hierarchical arrangement. Hierarchy means a systematic order, a systematic way. Single line of command will be there. No double lines of command. One person is responsible for only his superior. Persons at the same level are independent of each other. What do you mean by it? I will show. See, these are working. These are the various managers. The finance manager cannot control sales manager. Sales manager cannot control marketing manager. They enjoy same position. They can be controlled by only general manager. That is what you mean by saying that. Okay, persons at the same level are independent of each other. They do not depend on other for orders. They receive orders from the top, their top level management. Subordinates should be properly supervised. The subordinates means those persons who are working under him. They will be managed. They will be supervised by their superiors. So merits of the line form of organization, you can see it is very simple. Anybody can understand. You can easily identify the authority and responsibility. Who is authorized person? Who is responsible for whom? You can clearly understand with the picture. Coordination will be there. Effective communication will develop. It is economical. Means less cost will be involved in the line form of organization. Quick decisions can be taken. Unity of command will be there. Unity of command means a person will receive commands from only one person, not 2-3 persons will not command him. Only one person will command another person. If suppose an individual is here, if he receives command from 3-4 persons, means he is unable to oblige their commands. He cannot follow which person's command I have to follow. He will be in a dilemma. So a person will receive direction from only commands from only one superior. That is what we mean by saying unity of command. So it leads to effective control and supervision. Is executive development. Those who are at the helm of the affairs, they will be able to function properly, and it will provide flexibility, means movability within the organization. So these are the merits of line form of organization. Now coming to drawbacks of line form of organization, you can see excess work will be there in sometimes, lack of specialization will be there. So it leads to line organization will leads to lack of specialization, sometimes lack of coordination. I mentioned employees at the same level are independent of each other. They do not follow the commands of the other person who is working at the same level. Only at superior's commands they have to oblige. So lack of coordination may be there. Improper, it leads to sometimes leads to improper communication. Lack of initiative will be there. Means lack of initiative means on his own he cannot take a step. He waits for the orders or commands of the superior. So it leads to favoritism sometimes. Means the superior who is controlling workers under him, he may show favoritism based on his caste or religion or sex or language or region, like that. Favoritism, it may lead to favoritism. It may sometimes lead to instability in the organization. Instability means it may lead to absenteeism or turnover or like that. So the stable environment may not be there in certain cases. These are the drawbacks, the demerits of line organizations. In our next class, we will learn about staff organization and the conflict between line and staff organization. So with the next class, the second unit will be finished. Okay. So what we have learned today, we have learnt about the process of induction, orientation and placement, the purpose of these induction and orientation programs, comparison between induction and orientation, what is the significance of placement, what is the concept of placement, we came to know about line organization. There are two kinds of organizations under line system of organization, pure line organization and departmental line organization. We have seen the characteristic features and we have understood the merits and demerits or drawbacks of line form of organization. So thank you very much, dear friends. In our next class, we will learn about the staff organization and line and staff organization. Thank you very much, dear friends.